Yeah, come on.
Simpler days.
Oh,
Hair gel back.
that's right.
Ill suit on. Forget about it. Italian.
Sí, Carlos, me pagan por
A mí me
fumar.
pagan por fumar, a Ricardo le pagan por viajar,
So hold up.
Para practicar.
hasta el lobo dicen.
Él quiere él quiere estar en el show, el lobo.
A ellos les digo que no se alarmen, que son.
Me está llamando al papá, ¿qué está haciendo?
Y está buscando a la mamá.
No, ahí está. All right, so let's get started. Everybody, welcome to the Parliament first show, Galapagos edition. Let me introduce you, my cousin Carlos, the one and only. Your story is ridiculous. You're born and raised in this beautiful island that we want to introduce everyone to and make it the greenest island in the world. We got Chino right here. He's the mastermind, the man. He's the Ecuadorian Spike Lee. You know, he's the Chino Spielberg of the game over here. So we here with the Parliament. The point of this is the Parliament is basically owls together. To me, owls represent wisdom and protection, and that's what I'm trying to do to communities in New York. And I'm Ecuadorian, so here I've been coming since I was a little kid. And I had a 15-year dream when I came here, and I wanted to make this place green, and now it's happening. So dreams do come true. So I just want to talk here and bullshit with everybody, smoke weed, drink a little bit, relax, and talk about, what we do, how do we see life, weed in Galapagos, what does that look like, what we're trying to plan, and though that psychedelics, right, is a new world up in here, and just touch slightly upon that, man. So it's like, I came here, not only do I want to make the place green, I want to be able to smoke green, the best here and everything, this has potential, but there's shit that needs to happen, right? How do you see this playing out, right? How things are a little bit backwards here, but, we could get momentum, right?
Definitely, because as far as laws go, Ecuador is already legalizing
CBD.
it's legalizing marijuana for medicinal purposes, so it's quite right there in the same line as what happened in many countries already.
And you said you could import it here already, right?
Yeah,
but it has to be at what percentage? The CBD?
Yeah. The CBD it has to be actually 100% THC right now at this point, because it's only for CBD, and we're importing it from Uruguay, where it's 100% legal. But
can you bring seeds here or not? You got to do a whole environmental study and all that, because the seeds are literally 0.5 CBD and 0.5 THC when they're a seed, and then they grow and become something, right?
Yeah, well, the thing about Galapagos is that it's a protected area. It's a national park, so really organics and specifically viable seeds are, I think, that they're watching out for not to bring in. That said, anything that pops up from within the island is fair game. And
so there's nothing growing here yet. There's no weed growing here that you know of.
In secret, there is, yeah.
In secret, but legitimately, not yet, right?
Not yet.
So we could already kind of do tests, right? Because we have a team of scientists. So we can start doing the testing. We could legitimately be growing, doing shit here. But there's a process. First, we need to study first, right?
And certifications and things like that. But it's well on the way. Anyways, it's tolerated by this point, and more is growing the culture of it. Everybody smokes on the island. Yeah, it's just the same old story of legislation. That
legal and the stigma around
that stigma,
weed,
that taboo, and it goes hand in hand with that race, that chase of police after so-called drugs.
Yeah, because this is not a drug at the end of the day. This is a plant, grows, we smoke it. You might as well be smoking oregano, you know what I mean? That's how I see it, And it's $1 billion industry going to $1 trillion. We could really benefit from this. And, that's what I'm seeing, trying to start off in Quito, growing, and then figuring out how we get it here. I know that in New York we have
my friends are already getting it here. Like, they are getting it, they're bringing it to the islands legally, with certificates from the police.
CBD though, not THC.
CBD. Yeah. But it's changing because they're looking into next year bringing it up to 8% THC in it.
Okay.
You know, and 8% is quite enough when the joint is this size.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and it's great.
Not for me, New Yorkers, we smoke that 20% shit, you know what I mean? Right? Even with the indoors. But 8% is good enough. Nobody's trying to be comatose and retarded up in
No, because we are active. We're doing so much stuff.
Yeah.
Look around you, you know.
Look at this little
There's so much.
motherfucker.
There's so much to do, and will be, you know, implemented as we are exploring the island and looking around and having all sorts of ridiculously mind-blowing experiences. Day a day, I see it here. I've been working as a tour guide for like 13 years, and I watch people go through transformational, spiritual, deep experiences that they did not expect. They did not come here for that. They came here to just take Galapagos off. And, we have a lot of high-end tourism here with luxury cruises.
Which you
and things
deal.
like
You're
that.
one of the top performers.
That's where-
people. You and your
yeah.
father are the shotters in this place.
So, you know, people that are going to safaris in Africa. Hello there.
Hey, buddy.
They're going to safaris in Africa, Antarctica, and Galapagos Islands, you know.
They want to smoke weed too. Look at that, you know?
This guy's just looking for his mama, right?
You smell like his mama.
Para allá para que te veas de la cámara.
¿Para dónde? Para mi derecha. Where's your mama? One of these?
And that's the beauty about Galapagos. You know what I mean? That you just with animals. They just chilling with you. We smoking weed, right?
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying about these deep experiences that people end up having, because even nature enthusiasts that travel the world for nature, and they're used to that. They're used to chasing nature.
Yeah.
They're used to like finding it out there on a tree, trying to like go
National
after it.
Geographic, right?
Really, you know, with their binoculars out there, trying to find this one fucking bird that is like way out there. Here is one of the very few places in the world where nature is not running away from you, but it stops, it turns around with arms
And it
wide open.
welcomes
Yeah,
you.
it's like, hey, come in here.
Hey, you.
Come in
It's
here.
like living in the suburbs, right? Everybody wants to say hi to you, right?
Look at this. Look at this. Doesn't give one crap about us. It's so comfortable in its natural habitat. The islands have remained isolated from human beings forever. Really, human beings just started moving around the islands in the 1500s. Before that, there's millions and millions of years of evolution where these animals have just been doing their thing here on land. They have no predators, so they are very, very relaxed, and that's what we benefit from.
We're just another bigger seal to them, a weird looking seal, you know? That's cool, that's cool.
So that's what really is getting to people, you know? People are like, there's an
energy here,
there's an
right? A
impact. People
vibration.
are fascinated. Everyone that comes around here, there is just like leaves like, wow, beyond expectations. Everyone, like, how many times have I heard that they say, Carlos, I watch documentaries, I watch the pictures of my friends. Still, coming here and being among these animals, it's an experience. It's an experience
It's
that it
a
cannot.
cultural experience.
You can't just be told about it. You have to live it.
Well, I don't want to say cultural experience. It's an experience because if you do it in a boat, and I'm not that I'm talking bad about tourism. Tourism is great here, right? It provides opportunity to the people here. But I think that there's some people also looking for more, right? Like a deeper connection, a cultural experience to be with the people, not like on a boat and kind of visit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what we were talking about, because you were talking about a lot about psychedelics, right? About opening, and there's key places in the world that have these energies, and I think this would be ideal. And Chino, we're actually going to go see shamans and all that. You travel all of Ecuador and know about the psychedelics. So I'm not too into it. I've done some shrooms, right? I haven't done ayahuasca. Yeah, I know the shaman. Yeah, you have been doing Bali and all that rituals and all this shit. So me, I just tried smoke some weed. But this is just completely at another level. And from what I see, it could cure. I mean, a combination of weed and psychedelics could cure people, a lot of traumas, a lot of things. So I just feel that a retreat like this will make you a better human being overall. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
Hay un problema con la interpretación de lo que es una droga, ¿no? Es como un estigma que creó la sociedad, el sistema sobre la gente.
No la sociedad, los Estados Unidos, para ser específico, el gobierno federal.
Están los
Pero era normal antes de eso. Ellos lo hicieron ilegal y todo el mundo lo hizo legal. Todo el mundo sigue en los
Mucha
Estados
influencia
Unidos.
del presidente Nixon. Él empezó Nixon started that war against drugs, right?
No, it was before that. It was
Wasn't
before
with
that.
Nixon?
No, it was before that. By the time Nixon came in, there were a lot of drugs coming in, and then you had like the crack starting to come in, and they'll say no to drugs and things like that,
But,
right?
yeah, so it's
The wife was.
that's
doing
what he's
it.
saying. It's a matter of interpretation.
But
It's
that
an
was-
idea that was
but the Say No to Drugs campaign was for crack. It wasn't for weed. It was because we were having a crack epidemic. And what happened, then they started giving out laws, illegal laws, where they said, well, that was beyond Nixon. Then Clinton came in and did the three strike rules and all that. But they were locking people. You had a gram of cocaine and a gram of crack. You got way 10 years more or multiplied more here than cocaine. Why?
Es que es un problema, es que es,
black
que es un
and
tema
brown
que
people.
es un tema que le interesa a los gobiernos porque es un problema, es un gran negocio para ellos.
We're the ones selling it at the end of the day, right?
Odiar las drogas y no meterse en eso porque se van a
Well, they did studies. Hicieron estudios en los 60, en los 70 on psychedelics around the Vietnam War, right? Because a lot of people would experiment.
Se dieron cuenta.
The hippies stopped the war at the end of the
Ellos se
day.
dieron cuenta que la gente que empieza a tomar psicodélicos no pueden ser controlados.
Correct.
Se liberan.
Claro.
You want, tú
No
quieres
vamos a
gente que
trabajar,
Hell
no
yeah.
vamos a trabajar, vamos a fumar, no
Pero imagínate, entonces yo voy a ir a un lugar, me voy a levantar a las 6:30 de la mañana, voy a trabajar casi todo el día, voy a hacer dinero a otra persona, right? Para regresar, ¿para qué? Para decirle gracias por darme esta oportunidad, right? Eso no es calidad de vida, bro. No, entonces, gente se da cuenta, but I don't get it. Mira que después de esa guerra ya nunca hacen el video donde está pasando las cosas. Ahora todo siempre es controlado. Porque no quiere nadie que sabe, porque la guerra es fea, por supuesto, pero tanto dinero, right? Antes de 9/11 estaban haciendo preguntas sobre el budget de los military. ¿Sabe qué pasó? 9/11, right? Oh, no more, No, forget the budget. Let's triple your budget now.
Exactly.
Right? But the bigger the lie, right?
Work makes bad.
But yeah, we're not here to talk about conspiracy theories and all that. We're here to talk about what we could touch, feel, conspire,
experience itself.
for.
That's
And
what you were saying, that not only do the tourist thing, coming here and check out what you gotta see and go, but actually acknowledge much more the different dimensions of your journey. And because you're passing through settlements of different people, you're going to a different country. It's a huge opportunity to get exposed to like completely different culture.
the food, right?
Yeah.
The music, right? And there's such a blend here, right? Like I think there's, to me, my personal opinion is I feel that everybody here has tried to do more for the tourist than for the culture itself. Like the food, everybody here, hamburgers. Nobody comes to Galapagos to have a hamburger.
The sense of culture and identity, cultural identity in Galapagos has always been in the tip of the top of the community. It's like, what are we, type of thing. Because everybody started moving in the 1800s, in the late 1800s. There's just a few generations of families here, all mixed up from different cultural identities in Ecuador, because they have different regions, very distinct.
Yeah, and you had the people that came here to look at this, the Germans and all these other
Exactly. And the
tourists and hairs.
and then everybody here all together, a little melting pot of really simple people, and then boom, tourism.
Yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s, and then everybody got a bunch of money and it started growing without much
Direction.
direction.
It was a free for
Never
Wild
direction.
West.
Yeah. Even
And now they're
down-
recognizing
down
the
to
effects
sewage,
of it.
man, down to sewage. Like there was no proper town planning. Everything is just a mess. And then they had really in this new millennia, this new century is that people started like waking up and trying to reorganize all the mess that we've been. This is a model. This is a model of really what goes on worldwide. And what has gone on.
Capitalism, right? Capitalism. It's like the boats, right? The boats, they get messed up. Then what happens? They get someone from somewhere else to come over here to fix it, rather than training people here to fix them things themselves, right?
Yeah. So there's so much enriching experience to go through different worlds like that, and to acknowledge every single, to bring just more awareness to everyone's journey. Right? If we start like putting the magnifying lens of the cultural experiences and combined with the natural and travel sort of like goals, you're really just acknowledging something that was always happening
over once.
but bringing really more opportunity to that, because for example, off the beaten path, you can go to other parts of the culture here, like ancestral ceremonies that we were talking about. Like these are ways of using psychedelics that have been already explored for thousands of years
by our ancestors.
Exactly. So
but
they
that
know
story, we were colonized, so they took that shit out.
They have a huge value. They know these ways of relating with psychedelics are already designed. It's part of a conversation they've been having with that realm for such a long time that
another realm.
No, it's just like
I'm not playing around. Yeah,
every realm you can encounter, that you can dream of, psychedelics are usually
it's the pathway to get there, right? Because we could talk quantum physics, other universes, and
it's there.
When something disappears, where does it go? And when it comes back, if it's energy, because energy can't be destroyed, it could only change, right?
So there's a metaphysical level to reality that we can actually interact with. But that
based on vibrations,
and that is the part of the education that we don't know. We don't fucking know. But when we tap into these other dimensions, then life gets really, really interesting, and we can hack our realities. We can hack our lives. We don't have to be slaves of trauma. We don't have to be slaves of old patterns that we cannot break free from. These plants and these methods, they are trying to create allies, give you allegiances, so you can.
We're actually DNA. Our systems are made to intake that type
and
of
we are constantly changing. We're constantly changing ourselves. In 7 years, you have completely new.
We don't change, to be honest with you. Perception, we lack it, and those drugs help you get perception, right?
Yeah.
Because we only see things a certain way, and that helps us see it a whole different way.
But you're changing constantly. You can. It's just your mind that is getting stuck because of
the system.
Yeah, the system that's what it is. It's brainwash. The system comes with a set of patterns that are constantly being repeated in front of your face.
Yeah, look at education systems. Education, at least, I don't know about here, but in New York, they look like the jail. They're already training you since you're a little kid. Bells, all these things are what they use in jails. Right?
I went to military school because it was the only private school here in the island. The Navy, it has big presence here.
Teach you to follow. Follow.
We would run around town like singing songs. It's like, here I go jogging, da 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 da.
Yo también estuve
with
en la
rhythm.
escuela militar.
Sí.
Yeah? How was that shit? Because now you're a punk, right? Usually when you're military, you don't end up like this, right? You're clean cut all the time, iron, right? Yeah.
Es por esto, porque el sistema eso que decíamos de las drogas.
Pero ¿qué te hizo cambiar? ¿Qué es lo que, si tú estabas así, tú siempre eras así, pero eso te hicieron ir, right?
Sí, siempre fui así. Pero tus padres siempre te quieren
lo mejor, creen que te están dando lo mejor, right? En la percepción
hay un lavado cerebral en toda la sociedad. Las drogas psicodélicas y las apuntadas a través de las ceremonias, lo que te ayuda es a tener un tratamiento psicológico, como que te ayuda a repensar la vida, si hay algo más allá, si está bien, si es que has hecho de tu vida, eso se trata. Una nueva forma de psicólogo, un psicólogo más.
Pero tienes que darte cuenta que antes también no tenían televisión, no tenían internet, entonces la manera era, mi madre me dijo eso, así es como ellos lo hacen, entonces te están formando y tú lo tienes que hacer. Pero ahora en nuestro tiempo, right? Yo que 10 años más o menos, right? Vino el internet, ahora todo el mundo, the sucky part about it, not everybody's like this, right? Tú ves a todo el mundo, nadie tiene conversación. No matter how much internet comes here, people will still be ideally like you, right?
But right now, they are watching us through a screen. They're watching us through a little phone.
Ooh, step away from the screen and come to Galapagos, right? That should be it, right?
Let's use the screens. Let's not have the screens indoctrinate us,
Yeah.
Let's use them for what is necessary, but let's go chase real life experiences. Calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Gift ourselves often. Not just a little pity vacation, of a week when you work a whole years or shit like that.
Nah,
like,
man.
give yourself a life. and go get experience.
Quality of life,
Yeah.
right? Nobody talks about that no more. Quality of life. Everything's money. And I like, and thank you
You
guys
want to
for
have
having
both. You want to have both.
but a balance,
Yeah,
right? A balance.
You don't
You want abundance, right? And I think that education and all that, if you know how to cook, then you don't need to go out like that. You can have more money, blah, 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 right? But they took away those classes away from school. I don't know about here, but over there,
No, definitely.
on purpose.
Like basic life skills,
They took that out on
like
purpose.
how to take care of your body, more like anatomy, physiotherapy, like stretching, knowing like more things about your body.
Mechanics. They used to teach you mechanics.
Health,
They used to teach you
general
health.
health,
Everything back in the
about
day.
diet, about like
But you know why that stopped?
how to do like carpentry, sportsmanship,
Yeah.
to be able to build stuff, to be able to be self reliant, exactly, self-reliant. Teach you how to garden, how to grow food,
Okay.
all of that stuff.
But why did it stop? I have an answer.
Control. They want to control you. They want to sell you that stuff. They don't want you to know how to make them.
Now the farmers are buying from Monsanto, like pendejos, and they only get one crop, and now they can't use the same seed like we used to back in the
Here in
day.
Galapagos also, but we have some initiatives. There's some people that started already working with the organization, the Guardians of the Seeds, to get, heritage seeds.
Heirloom, heritage seeds, and
Exactly.
all that. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
And then do biodynamic, organic planting here, all in the different islands.
Definitely. I mean, I'm with that. I'm a chef also, right? So I think about creating food systems because I deal in low income. See, here us is us, right? And then the only thing that changes us is you're either a native, you're from the country, or your money. Over there, it's more color kind of based, on a lot of things, right? What I do with communities, right? Usually low income, you find brown and black people. Period. Across the board. Right in the US or anywhere, that's not us. And here it becomes, if you just got money, you don't got money. Your last name, right? Generational wealth and all this shit. But yeah, right now we are trying to change that, right? We're talking to farmers. So through the RLN, Ricardo Lopez Network, check out Hood Appetit. That's another thing we're about to do, where here we're working on establishing food systems, working directly with the farmers, building out import, export, and commerce. I am in New York, and I can build that out. Teach the community what you're doing tomorrow, because you're about to be a party. A lot of shit I can't tell you about it. See it in the other video. Sorry, but we're making some real change. And guess what? We're not rich. I'm not rich. I don't have a big savings account and investment, and I used to be a banker, right? So that was kind of military a little bit, right? And now I'm here. Part of this, part of everything is to show us that we could come together. We could make change. We don't necessarily need money. We just need this together, talk, intention.
Our
right?
potential is to be able to reach all of those dimensions. Like you want to bring the bankers here and have the bankers be stimulated by this type of life.
And do impact investing, right?
Yeah.
Now that impact investing is the thing now, right?
Yeah.
Why not preserve this? There's nothing like this in the world, bro. You know it.
It's better than creating divisions, us and them, the people that are like that. It's better to just let's all be equal, let's balance it, Whoever has got more of something, let's pass it on.
So about we rather than I, right? How do we build out a real democracy?
If we build relationships, we build our systems based on relationships.
What's important to you?
It's subjective. It's definitely subjective. See?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There needs to be to me, like business is, or even a relationship or friendship, it's a mutual gain, right?
Yeah.
Because if I go say hi, bro, and I have nothing to give to you, goodbye, right? Like there's no reason for me to be friends with you, right?
Yeah.
So it needs to be a joint thing. And what if we are building things around it, right? So we talked about the us, but what's up with you, bro? I think you're a very interesting person, bro. Not because you're my cousin or whatever. People know me. I say real, but it's like, I feel that you've had, I don't know, we all have traumas, we all have bad shit, but we here on the positive, right? you were born in an island like this. I remember coming here when I was a little kid, and there was barely any electricity here, only for a couple of hours. And know that I used to tell my mom, "Damn you, woman! Why are you bringing me here?" Right? And now I'm blessed to have these memories, right? Because I know people from the Caribbean and all that, but here is, I've been there. Here's a little different. Before we even get into what makes us different, like what makes you different? I feel that you're very open, like your energy, like you're very positive, and shit happens, whatever affects people. But I'm just saying, like, I respect you and the man that you become, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So just gonna give you a props.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I mean, just being exposed to air, so many world, like you said, people come here. You've traveled so much of just relationships. Forget that, just relationships.
Traveling accelerates the process, and there's different ways that you can travel. You can travel. Actually, the waves are getting good. You can travel actually getting
the waves. Only island people know that shit. Oh, the high wave, or the what is it? The high tide and shit.
The waves.
Well, according to how I don't know shit. I'm dying.
Yeah,
if I live here by myself, I'll die. But you were saying
traveling, man, moving around.
Perception, right?
Yeah, changing different perception. Looking at different ways of doing things.
Like you have friends from all over the world. Like I feel like you're like in a New York is an island at the end of the day, right? So I feel like you're in a completely, and it's in the middle of the world. We're there, but I feel like you're like in a New York, but different island, New York. If it makes any type of sense, right? Okay, let me explain this again. New York is an island, no matter what, right? This is an island, a chain of islands, right? And it's global over there, but it's different. It's technology. It's set up here. It's not like that, but it's very global, right? Not everybody gets to come here, right? The same thing with New York, right? If you got no money, you're not going to New York, right? Period, right? Unless you know whoever, only the wealthy, and even not, and they can't even come in like that because there's just so many protections. Love it, love it, love it, man. So what experience, I always tell my friends over there, like, and I feel great, saying it, right? And because I have an identity crisis per se, but not anymore, right? Because I went over there when I was 8 years old. So when you're there, you try to be American because you're an ESL, people try to pick on you. But I'm a big dude. I was putting in work, right? We would get into fights, but it didn't make my experience that good. So now I rush to bastardize myself, right? Like, my name is Ricardo, right? That's my name. Over there, I'm like, Ricardo. Or just call me Rick. Because they don't even want to try to mention my name type of thing because it's too difficult for them, right? So now I got to adapt. And now I feel like kind of like Americanized, I'm Brooklynized New York, and I love it, right? Because I've been able to meet all these cultures and everything that's opened me up and things. But I'm always like, in New York, we go bar hopping. You've been now, we've been now, we gone to the cool bars, but I'm like, here you go, island hopping. That's even more fire, like, like yacht life, and it's just so fire. I haven't had a chance to see all the islands, but I know you do the top luxury. So for the people here, we're doing cultural experiences, but if you want yachts, if you want submarines, whatever,
we got it.
We got you, bro. Like shit, and that's what it is knowing. And I want to try to give access to people to this island, right? People from New York, anywhere, give opportunity through these cultural experiences because, tourism, beautiful as it is, though, but only 20% trickles down to the community at the end of the day,
And you can have it all. Also, you can come and stay a couple of weeks, have actually sink into the community and get to know the place, like really, let it actually let it sit on you a little bit. People come here and just
it's quick. Yeah, I try to do a lot in one thing.
Exactly.
Too much.
And then you can also hop on a boat. Have a couple extra $1,000. Hop on a boat. Have 5 days of the most amazing experiences in pristine islands, only nature and animals and surrounded.
Private beaches and shit.
Private beaches. Sharks. Different albatross and other marine birds. You got like colonies of different animals everywhere. Kayaking.
Nowhere else in the world, right? You can't even see this nowhere else in the world.
Like mangrove bays. all different types of
Surfing, we're about to do some surf. There's really good waves here. Culinary experiences that we're about to develop. There's a
so
lot.
much fresh seafood here, man.
Oh my God!
You
yeah.
can literally eat it the
Octopus.
same day that you caught it. You catch it in the morning, we're cooking it in the afternoon.
And we'll be providing those opportunities, But this is here, this is podcast is literally, to get to know some of the players, some of the people trying to get into this, and how we just trying to change things, bro. We're trying to build a global network. So people go to all these places, New York here, and they're here with the people, and we're able to smoke our weed, do our shoots, wherever the fuck it is we need to. But I'll talk to you outside of this. I want to talk about those sailboats from Salinas and Galapagos. That's going to be a fucking party and unique.
Sometimes you have sailboats that often in the right season they come from Panama.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, that'll be another time. I'm thinking more, because I want to highlight Ecuador because Ecuador has the most biodiversity than any other place in the world.
There's so many different types of it's incredible. Like in a day, you can cross to a completely different place. From the coastlines, the beaches, you can go up into like cloud forest, then into the high mountain of the Andes with the condors and the llamas and things like that. Then on the other side, you have
mountain ranges, Amazon, and then you take flights and then you come over here.
And they have the Galapagos Islands, these volcanic islands emerging out of the ocean.
Brand new, crispy, I'm with you,
loaded
bro.
with animals.
But yeah, bro, we definitely coming back every year. We're gonna have cultural experiences that you can go through the RLA website, rlassociates.com, where we're gonna be putting, these cultural experiences all in one, packaging them up, so that way people could come in and have this over there. Not only the Galapagos, but I'm thinking the Triangle, right? Come see the country, right? You can stop in Galapagos. You can stop in Guayaquil, go to Cuenca, go to the beach, come back, boom, take the air flight over here, go to Quito, or the other way around, it don't matter, but it's a triangle. You gotta go through them to come over here.
It's so different, every single region.
Oh my God, I know.
Completely different from every single region.
And there's a lot of things that we still don't know about our country, right? Colonial, whatever, but we're here to find out about it, we're here to help out, and we're about to have some great times, bro. I look forward to that, bro. Booyah.
Simpler days. Heads up back. That's right. Ill suit on. Forget about it. Italian fucking shit that just drops down on your shoe. If you know how to dress, you know what I'm talking about. So hold up. How the fuck we do it? Let 'em know, Rick. Be forgive, fellas, wise guys. Yeah, there's nothing you can tell us. Session work up in the cellars. Yeah, I step ahead, never careless. Got that crazy bling, yeah, staying up the bing. Just remember that no one cares. Make money and have no fears. Got the brass knuckles whoever stares. Cause I don't care, porque yo soy loco. Yeah, out of my coco, out the box. Bless what I toco. Hustling in my blood, tú sabes un poco. Gotta be focused, cause yo enfoco. Yeah, tengo ideas, me llamaron el foco. So, porque tengo la luz, no tengo excuse. Henny and Bud, yeah, I'm feeling loose. Between religious shit, yeah, there is no truth. So I focus on peace, yeah, up in the booth. Testing the levels, mad fast in the pedals, and I stop.